All right, you have your ball in your chair handy. We'll just start with our shoulder rolls. Getting big movement through that chest and that upper back. Rounding, squeezing, and opening. Wide stance. And then we'll just start our little swing here, step touch. We're going to take 2 steps to the left in 4, 3, here you go. You're going to add a knee lift on the end. One more time, each way. Stay here, knees. Arms up and over. Hands on your hip, turn it into a hamstring curl. And then go back to the knee lift. You can keep your hands on your hips for now. Hamstring curl. And then back to knees with those arms. Hamstring curls, just press back. Knee lift. One more round. Hamstring curls. Now we cut that in half. 2 knee lifts, 2 hamstring curls, 2 knee lifts, 2 hamstring curls. One more time like that. Then we cut that in half. And we're going to be awkward. Knee, hamstring, knee, hamstring, knee, hamstring, knee, hamstring, knee. Listen up. Hamstring, hamstring, other knee, other hamstring, other knee, other hamstring. Woo! And then step touch. Shoulder rolls. Bring those arms into it. In a moment, we'll go 2 to the right in 4, 3, 2. Here you go. When you're ready, add a knee lift. Leave it here, knees only. When you're ready, add the hamstrings, and you can go right into the arms. Back to knees. Back to hamstrings. Back to knees for 4. Hamstrings 4. Knees for 4. Knees for 2. Hamstrings 2. Knees for 2. Hamstrings for 2. Knees for 2. Hamstrings for 2. Ones of each, cheese. One of each. And in a moment, we'll double up the hamstring so we can switch to the other leg. 4, 3, 2, double hamstrings, other knee. And slow it down, step touch. Give me a little dip. And then just wide legs. Hands on your thighs, roll through your cat. And roll through your cow. Drop that right shoulder in, look up over the left. And then back to center, left shoulder drops, look over your right. Again, back through center. Back through center, other way. Wide stance, shoulders out of your ears, abs pulled in. Big deep breath in. Exhale, gently bring that down, wide stance, roll up on your tippy toes. Simple little movement here, calf work. We're gonna be doing a couple of calf exercises. So just take a moment, get that movement going, a little warm up. Last 2. Last one, tippy toes, hold it there. Beautiful. All right, and then that ball comes below your knees, but above your ankles, and give it enough of a squeeze that you're walking your feet in and they're parallel. And then rise up onto those tippy toes and gently lower. Rise up, gently lower. Rise up and gently lower. So see if you can just barely tap those calves down. Or those heels, sorry. 4 more here. Then we're changing it up a little bit. You're gonna lift up and drop. Lift up, drop the heels. Lift, drop, lift, drop. So give me a little bone stimulation here. Two more of these. Beautiful. All right, so now we're gonna roll that ball up between our quads. We're gonna let that left leg hang in space. You might want your hand to help you balance. We're gonna roll up on those right toes and gently lower. Roll up and gently lower. So working just that calf. Just 2 more like this, and then we'll hold at the top. Last one, hold, and see if you can go a little higher, 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 holding, 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 and relax down. We're gonna go on to the other leg. So your right leg is out in space, left leg is doing the work, lift and lower. More, and then we hold. We hold at the top, lift higher, higher, higher. And bring it down. All right, we'll stretch those calves after this next exercise, but we're gonna use them one more time. So back to feet into parallel. We're gonna bend the knees. Sorry, lift upon your toes. Bend the knees, slide down. Trying to slide down an imaginary wall behind you. My wall is a little crooked because of CAT. And squeeze that ball the whole time so you're engaging those inner thighs. So still working some calves a little bit since we're up on tippy toes, working those inner thighs and quads. Couple more. Stay down this time, squeeze that ball, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo, and relax for a moment. We'll stretch those calves. We might still work them a little bit, but we'll take a little moment here. So right leg forward, left leg back. Lunge into your right knee, press that left heel down. And bend that left knee to take that stretch deeper into your soleus. Keep the heel pressing down. Roll up, turn the toes out and the heel in, but then adjust your hips so they're both forward. Lunge into that right knee. Bend that back knee. And roll up on those toes. Turn the toes in, heel out, lunge forward. And bend the knee to take it deeper. And then left leg forward, right leg back, toes pointed straight ahead. Press that heel down, tuck your hips with you. Bend that right knee a little bit. And then roll up, toes roll out. Adjust your hips forward, lunge into it, press the heel down, bend the knee. And then come up, tippy toes in, or turn your toes in, lunge it. And bend that knee. Beautiful. All right, so hopefully those calves feel a little better than they did a second ago. All right, so some hamstring work. Let's put that ball behind the right knee. Bring the knees to touch, so make sure that they're squeezed together, so we're gonna get those medial hamstrings. Left knee bends a little bit, spine is tall, squeeze the ball, squeeze the ball. Just hamstring right now, squeezing, squeezing. And then keep that squeeze, but push the foot back. Squeeze and press back. And this time, hold it back there, and we're gonna pulse the hamstring. As that leg is back there, pulse, squeeze, 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 squeeze. And relax. So hopefully that right hamstring got a lot of love there. Let's bend the left knee, straighten out the right leg, send that tailbone back so you don't want to be tucked under. You want a nice extension. Roll those right toes up, long, flat back. And then maybe rotate that foot a little bit side to side, and then come up. All right, same thing, other side. So ball goes behind your left leg. Knees are glued together. Bend that right knee, pull your abs in, squeeze the ball, hamstring curl. And then we'll press back as we keep that squeeze on the ball. And then leave that leg back there, squeeze, squeeze, pulsing, pulsing. And relax. And then here we go, bend that right knee, left leg is straight. Hinge that spine so that tailbone is out. So you get that hamstring stretch. You can roll that foot, toes up, roll in and out, and bring it up. All right. So now we're going to bring that ball in front of your right quad and behind the left. And then we'll bend the right knee to slide those left toes forward. So working that left side, quadricep and glute. Challenge yourself to really reach out with that left foot. Two more. Beautiful. Ball comes right in between your legs. Weight is on that right leg still. Right knee bends, stretch the left leg, squeeze in with the foot off the ground. Get that adduction, inner thigh work. Keep your hands here or add them out to the side. Last time, reach out, come in, squeeze the ball, and then travel your right leg forward, left leg back. So now the ball is on front of the left quad and behind the right hamstring. Stretch that left leg back, reach those toes, bend into that right knee, and stand up. Reach back and stand up. This is the one where arms extending out front or even overhead will increase the resistance. Just two more here. And then on this one, let's see if we can hold it back, holding, sink a little deeper and stand it up. All right, you are in position to do the other leg, because that ball's in front of your left quad and behind the right. So we're just gonna bend that left knee, let those right toes come forward. Bend into the left to let the right come forward. Really reaching as best you can. Last one, reach it forward and then bring it up. And then that ball gets right between those thighs. Stand in that left leg, bend it, reach with the right and lift and squeeze in. So foot off the ground if possible. Again, hands can stay here, or if you want, they can extend. Last two. Last one, reach it out, bring it in, hold, squeeze, 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 and then diagonal it. So now your left leg is in front, right leg is behind, and we reach back, sit into that left leg. Again, adding those arms up a little bit will add resistance. Oops. When your leg goes back. Come on, Flo. Reach back, hold it, lift, sit further, and bring it up. All right, now we'll stretch that out a little bit. So right ankle crosses your left thigh, sit that tailbone back, press, tuck, press open again. Slide that right ankle in front of the left or right foot in front of that. Hips go to the right, arms to the left. And then other direction. So we'll bend the right knee, cross the left ankle over. Long spine, round it under, extend it out again. And then ankle crosses over, left in front of right, hips go left, arms go right. And then up you go back to center. We're gonna do one set, half a set of regular push-ups and half a set of Pilates push-ups. And you have the option to have that ball underneath your ankles if you want. So like I said, the first set is, first half set is regular push-up, right? Take a little break after you've done what we'll call a half a set. And then you decide how, if that ball worked for you or ruined you. I don't want so much wobble that you're hurting your upper body, right? We want stability in the upper body. When you're ready, second set is Pilates type push-ups. Elbows graze your rib cage. And when you feel like you're done, relax, and all you're gonna do is sit on that ball comfortably. Take your left arm to your left shoulder, give that tricep a little stretch. And bring that hand to center. And then over to the right. And then shake that out. Right arm to your right shoulder. And center. And left. Shake all that out, open those arms, flex through the palm of your hand. Press gently lower. Take your left hand, shoot a hoop, and then pull back to stretch out that wrist. Fingers down, arms straight, and then stop in the name of love and pull back. And then you're going to make a very gentle fist and let it drop down. And once again, pull back, and that should be a beautiful stretch for that wrist. And then flip that hand the other way, fingers down, pull back. And shake that out. Shoot it with your right hand, pull back on those fingers or knuckles. And stop in the name of love. And then gentle fist, pull it back. And other way. And shake all that out. All right, we're down, so we're gonna do some more work while we're down here. You're gonna keep your ball, your chair doesn't need to be here unless there's an animal on it. That's you. That's you. All right, so let's start with just a little ab work, then we'll get some more booty. Bring that ball behind your tailbone so that you feel very supported. You can hinge back and you don't feel it in your back at all, but you should hopefully feel it in your abs as you let go of your legs. So just see how that is. If your head is forward, let's bring ears over shoulders, drop the shoulders, open those arms out into a T position if that would feel okay with you. Hold here, isometric contraction on those abs. We're going to do the tiniest little move. Lower your hands, come up about an inch. Hinge back, open those arms, come up about an inch. So we're not coming full range. So we're not really going to get a break at all on these abs. If you wanted, instead of a T position, you could go cactus arms. If you start feeling it in your back, you've either gone back a little too far or maybe the arms are a little aggressive. You could do a V, but that's a lot. And you could do an I. So you choose. We just have a few more. You exhale to hinge back. You do something with your arms. Lower the hands up an inch. 2 more. And last one. We're going to shimmy our way forward so that ball ends up underneath our shoulder blades. Then with our fingertips, we'll support our head. Elbows are wide, so you can't really see them here in your peripheral vision. Maybe you even reach the elbows towards the ground. Just make sure that ball is underneath your shoulder blades, excuse me, not your low back. Tuck your chin and keep it in that tucked position as you allow your head to lower back over the ball. Elbows get closer to the ground, and then exhale, press the ribs into the ball to lift. Inhale up and over. So this is our negative to neutral. Negative means my head goes lower than my heart. Neutral means my head comes parallel. So my forehead is still parallel with the ceiling. If you want a little extra work, we'll create a longer lever by crisscrossing our wrists and cradling our head in between our biceps. So now we have a little more resistance overhead. Last time, reach up overhead and come up. And then this time we're going to move that ball completely out from under us and put it under our feet and go back to a little more booty work. So we're going to allow the heels to be behind the ball and the toes to kind of come over top of it. Squeeze your knees together. They're definitely going to want to gap open, so do your best to keep them together, reminding yourself of those hamstrings. And then press your hips off the ground. Keep going until you feel like your knees, your hips, and your shoulders are in a straight line. And then see if you can hover your hands and see how that feels to you, working those hamstrings and those glutes. Option to simply stay here or lift another inch, lift another inch. lift an inch. Keep the knees together. And relax. We're gonna take a quick little break. So hug one knee into each shoulder, hands behind your hamstrings, maybe give it a little rock side to side. All right, so we're gonna go to single leg. I think most of you are good to go with me, but if you want to stick with double leg, you'll do exactly what we just did. Otherwise, roll the ball a little ahead of you so that your heel, left heel is behind it and toes are pointed up in the air. So you have that kind of a right angle. Hands by your side, lift yourself up. And then, as you know, you can always keep the right foot on the ground and just do a hamstring roll in and out. But what I'd love to see is hands back down, right leg in the air, tabletop or straight leg. And then that ignited that left hamstring, you have options. You could lower your right leg to increase the resistance and lift it up. You could lower it and keep it and tap it in. You could lower and lift the hips. You could roll the ball forward and back. You can do any combination of those four things that you want. Maybe you lower, tap, lift, hips, legs, ball roll, in, out. That's one. That's a lot. And I think that's enough for me. Give that left hamstring a quick little bit of love. Don't pull it too hard. It might still be in shock. Mine is. And then we do that on the right side. So right heel is back behind the ball. Toes are pointed in the air, hands down, lift up, no hands, option, roll the ball in and out. Or hands back down, left knee in, or left leg extended. And then we have those options, lift, lower, or lower tap, or hips go up and down, or ball whirls in and out. And relax. A quick little bit of love on that right hamstring. Let's go ahead, roll over onto one side. Bring that ball with you. We'll be on our elbow for side plank, so if you need an extra little bit of mat, fold that mat under you. As always, your first option is to be on the sides of your thighs with all 10 toes in the air, or straddle with your top leg in front, bottom leg behind, or stack. Once you're there, put that ball where it supports you and then rest on it. And then we're going to press that shoulder back, lift up out of it, and then we're going to push the hips forward, and then we're going to lift off the ball. So it barely makes contact, and then tap the ball, tap the ball. And relax. That is always your option if the balance part option doesn't work for you. If you want to do it, and you're doing straight legs, bottom leg goes on first, top leg comes over, put the arch of the foot there, and then lift your hips up. And there you are in your balance. And relax. Woo. Let's do that on the other side. So again, feel free to double up your mat if you need a little extra support. You might be on the sides of your thighs, toes in the air, top leg in front of the bottom, or stacked. Put the ball where it supports you, and then get those shoulders open, alignment, hips a little forward, and then lift up, tap the ball and lift. And come on down if you want, or keep going. If that's where you're gonna stay, take a break if you need to. If you don't want to stay and you want to try the balance, bottom ankle first, top arch, bring it on up. And balance. And bring it down. Ay, ay, ay. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna be on our abs. I think I better go this way so you can see me. Ball is out front off the mat. Let's get our format first. So press your toenails into the ground, but lift your kneecaps. So knees are not floppy, they're lifted. Press your pubic bone into the ground, but lift your belly button. So that's how your body is. Take that ball or your hands on top of the ball. Head in line with your biceps. Deep breath in. Exhale, press into your toes and your pubic bone and just roll the ball back with straight arms and down. And again, lift and slide back and down. So when you come down, you're going to inhale, prepare, exhale, press into the ball, inhale, squeeze it back, hold, exhale down, inhale, prepare, exhale, press into the ball, inhale, squeeze it back and hold, and exhale down, deep breath in, exhale, press, inhale, squeeze it back. 2 more times, press it down, squeeze it back, hold it here, bring it forward, last time, press down, squeeze back, hold here, and relax. And then we'll come up and put that ball underneath our belly button and we're on our forearms. So kind of a little stinksy pose here with support. You know, we're not staying there. So shoulders back, and then from that stinks position, you're just gonna lift your ribs up. So you're in a pre-plank, right? So hips came off the ball, or hips came off the floor. Ribs are barely touching that ball. An option to tap and lift, tiny motion, don't make it too aggressive. Or adding on, bend those knees, toes up in the air, same thing, you'll press and lift. Or full plank, knees lift, and maybe now you roll the ball a tiny bit forward and back, not so much that you feel it in your shoulders. Or you can just hold it here, you can tap and lift. And relax. We're going to use that ball to give us a little extra space as we push back in shell stretch. So ball presses between your hamstring and your calf. And then we have an option to stay with that plank again, or if you want to try the balanced plank, that ball is going to go where your feet were. Maybe put your ankles or tops of the feet on there, but not your toes, because we may try a plank pike. Lift yourself up in that plank, an option to stay there, or look down at your toes, pull your belly button in, lift your hips, roll into a pike. And relax. You can leave the ball where it is, bend your knees wide, and windshield wiper. And then press up, back, and through. And we're going to come to our toe touches with a couple of options here. First one, we're going to put that ball on top. either on your ribs or on your belly button. And then you're gonna find those muscles that you can stabilize so the ball doesn't move or roll off. Then you'll lift your legs in tabletop, but they don't get to lean, the ball doesn't get to lean against them. And then from there, toe touch exercise. Thighs move away from the body. Might be single leg, it might be double, might be toe touch, it might be heel flex. Wider knees, heels together, whoops, would be a little more challenging. And finally, if you wanted, you could go long lever and either do double leg lower or single leg lower. So that's your first option, ball on here. Next option will be a little bit easier, but it's an option, but it require both legs. You're gonna put the ball between your knees, heels together, toes apart, squeeze the ball, inner thighs, and toe touch, actually heel tap here. Now you could turn that into double leg lower, moving the ball a little further up if you want. And then final option is that balance option that puts you, though, in a pelvic tilt, so that's helpful. So the ball goes underneath your tailbone. Make sure the ball and the kind of the bottom of your glutes are in alignment. And then the challenge is, once you get your legs up in the air, to lift your arms. And then again, you might go single leg toe touch, single leg heel flex. Maybe you're going to lower both legs, toe touch, or heel flex. Maybe you go wide, and maybe you go double leg lower, or single leg lower. And again, hands are off the ground on this one if possible for that extra challenge. And then you're gonna continue and you choose whichever of those three options felt like it mostly challenged you the most. And then feet go down if you're on that ball, bridge up, get that ball out from under you. Take a breather for a moment, stretch the arms and the legs opposite directions, point and flex through the toes. And then bend both knees and bring that ball behind your right knee and give it a hug. Hug that in and over to your right shoulder. Maybe draw some circles with your right knee on the ceiling. Bring it in, flex through that right heel, pull those toes back, use the ball to press down on the hamstring and up against the calf. It's a movement through your foot. And then everything comes to center, ball goes to your hamstring, right heel flexes, try and straighten out that leg, try and straighten out the left leg, flex through the left heel, and then pull the ball against your hamstring, but press away with your hamstring. So both at the same time. And then see if maybe you can come a little closer and arms out into a T, a big circle in one direction with your leg and go the other way. And then lay that leg down and take a moment. Bend your right knee, bend your left knee, ball behind the left leg. Give it a nice tug in and draw circles on the ceiling with your knee. Pull those toes back. Push that ball down into the hamstring and up against the calf. And get movement through your left foot, please. Straighten that out. Ball against the left hamstring, flex through that left heel. Straighten the right leg out, flex through that heel. Pulling and pushing at the same time, pushing and pulling, pulling and pushing. Release that. And then draw a big circle with your leg, both ways. And then lay that leg down. And then we'll bend both knees. Wide stance, let the right leg drop open, left knee drop in. Left hip flexor stretch, a little bit on that left low back perhaps. Back through center, right knee drops in, left leg opens. Back through center, left foot on the ground, right ankle crosses over, press that right knee open. And then thread your needle by either grabbing the left hamstring or the left shin. The more you bend your elbows, the deeper the stretch on that right hip. And then pull that right knee right over the left one. Reach for that left knee. Pull the knees up and over, knees drop left. Back up through center, uncross, and then left ankle over the right thigh, press it open. Thread your needle by grabbing the hamstring or the shin. And again, the more you bend the elbows, the deeper the left hip stretch. And then pull that knee across, hug those knees up and over to the right. Stay there for the hip stretch or knees drop right. And then as you're ready, however you want to get there, hands and knees, please. All right, rolling through your cow and your cat. Shake the hips a little. Do what we call the barrel roll. So you cow one way, cat the other, and then reverse that. And then center it up. You're going to tuck those toes, press up, press those heels down. Wide stance, bend the knees a whole bunch, hands on your thighs, roll cow. Inhale cow. Big deep breath in, and we curtsy. Thank you.